This guy over here with his 2 legs. Fucking show up.
I feel like I'm crammed.
Yo. We about to spit it. We about to get it. I'm about to shit it. Nice. Of course we are. Remember? We're going to try and get sponsored here. I was going to bring my Alpha Brain bottle, throw it up. Give me that black label, baby.
A dildo right here. We should do a bunch of stupid shit.
Welcome to the podcast, y'all. Let's go. Episode 4 or 5. Although, all of our other episodes were just audio.
Barely episodes.
Yeah. Well, no, they were certainly the last one was a real episode. By definition. If you want to go check out all the other stuff, you can. It's on Spotify. It may be getting taken down because I got a mouth on it.
It wasn't very pretty.
But we're going to be switching to YouTube, and we're going to put this on Spotify as well.
Yeah, I'm going to upload it on Spotify.
But we figured we like the video aspect, so we bring that in. We got an awesome spot to shoot. Q29
Shout out
Studios.
B-Mob Music.
Let's
Shout out
go.
Q29 Studios.
In the 845 right off of Route 9.
Give me the exact location.
Yeah, maybe.
Come to you live. Next week we'll have an audience. We'll have a couple people on the couch over there.
Come check us out, all one of you.
Well, listen, because we didn't, I don't know, most people probably didn't see the Spotify podcast. So I'm Zach Dingee. That's
Tony Cappelletti.
I'm the host. He's the co-host, just because I said so. And so we're going to get into the topic today of the Metaverse and the meta, which I didn't realize until a couple weeks ago, that the meta and the Metaverse are 2 fucking different things. It's not the same thing. The meta is a parent company. The meta is a parent company that owns Facebook, which is like the Facebook changed its name, but Meta just owns Oculus, Instagram, Facebook. It's just like the parent company.
It's the company that the elite own.
Yeah.
They use
well, yes. And the Metaverse, though,
social media.
The Metaverse is like Web 3.0. It's like it's an internet. Metaverse is different.
The way
than
I
the
like
meta.
to think of it, and the way I think it's easy for people to understand is it is itself its own digital universe, which to me I think is so interesting.
Correct.
Such a cool idea, right? We've been living in this world, and it's all we know, and now, out of nowhere, these people have been developing this thing that I think is going to be huge. And it all started, I think, on the momentum of like video games, right? We get online and there's this whole universe online where we play, and it was like, we'll call that Web 2.0 almost.
Yeah. That was Web 2.0, literally.
With one another. But now, have you ever used, an Oculus?
Yeah. Well, your brother.
Yes.
Good example of it.
The thing's crazy.
Yeah.
You put it on and you really enter this new universe, which is the Metaverse.
Dude, the first time I played, we played a scary game, and I was fucking scared. Like, bro, you feel like you're
absolutely
like it's legit.
You really enter a new universe, the Metaverse.
And this is like the Oculus and what is right now before it gets into the meta and the Metaverse. Like what the Oculus has right now is just stage 1. So you can imagine how serious it's going to get.
And for anyone who doesn't know what the Oculus is, it's the headset you put on that brings you to this virtual reality world where you really lose a sense of you're sitting on your couch at your house and you feel like you're wherever you want to be.
Yeah. So there's 2 different things, right? There's the meta and there's the Metaverse. And we're going to go on the Metaverse first. But the Metaverse is literally, like you said, it's just a 3D internet. Like right now, the internet has gotten to the extent, like we went from emails and text messages to then photos to now Instagram's all about videos and YouTube and everything. Like it keeps getting more and more experience and more personable. Metaverse is literally just a 3D internet. Now, instead of taking a video, you're just going to be fucking sitting in the room with me and you're going to be an avatar.
Third generation.
You know what I mean?
The growth of it
it's literally called Web 3.0.
We had AOL, and there was a very 2D way of communicating
that
with
was
one
Web
another
1
through the internet, right? Yep. And then it turned into pictures and social media and videos, and now you're fully immersed in your social interactions. And I think it's going to become much more than social. There's going to be a working aspect in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
video
we're doing
games,
Zoom calls
everything.
now. Well, there's video games is the head of it.
Yeah.
That's how it all started. There's already been video games, which to me is weird. I think
it's the start of it.
It's funny that it started on the momentum of games and social interaction, where this is going to turn into a huge business thing, I believe.
Well, listen, there's positives and negatives to it.
Yeah, I know that. And I don't know.
But there is the positive side is business is going to be a whole lot better.
Right.
All that kind of stuff, working together and doing all that, Right now, even still, we're in a hybrid world where like some people are back in work and some people are on Zoom for the rest of their
Right.
career here. If you can turn that into everyone's at home, but really everyone's in the office
Right.
because we're all augmented reality into the office, and you know what I mean?
Isn't it kind of freaky?
Dude,
It's like all the
kind of
sci-fi
freaky.
movies we've been watching.
It's fucking
Right.
psycho.
It's like WALL-E. Remember WALL-E where everyone's fat as fuck and they're just sitting there and they're
Yes.
like looking at their headsets and nobody really interacts. Like, what is this going to do?
Dude, listen,
I
all
think
that
there's going
stuff
to be
is a little
huge
foreshadowing.
negative impacts.
hinting.
Like people think of the next generation, right? So we already have this huge generation gap, and I feel like it's getting bigger, faster and faster between us and the younger generation below us. Like there's kids that are, I don't even know, 19 years old, 20 years old, can't hold a conversation face to face because they're so used to staring at their phone, and that's their main way of interacting with one another, right?
Yep.
Now imagine the next generation. They don't even talk to people
Dude.
without putting a headset on.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when I come up and shake their hand? Shit their pants? Probably. Like, I don't think this is going to have good recourse for like.
All right, well, listen.
I'm kind of worried about that generation.
So we're getting on that topic now, and basically, like I want to go to the meta before we get into that kind of aspect, because that's going to be a whole fucking, that's going to be a spiel. But the point is, with the negative side of it, like, dude, the metaverse, right, is a decentralized internet. It's like the internet
Which
right
is
now.
insane.
No one owns the internet
Right, right.
theoretically. It's just the fucking thing. The fact that Meta, aka Facebook, changed their name to Meta and is now trying to get into the metaverse, and they're basically trying to run the metaverse.
Right.
Which, dude, if you take all the context out and you like look at this in a broad spectrum, the metaverse is the internet. Right? It's just another version of an internet.
Right.
The
Most
Meta,
advanced
aka
version.
Facebook, is now trying to be the big player in the
government
metaverse.
of it. They wanna
They're
govern
trying
it.
to run the place, but it's
Absolutely.
a decentralized internet. But listen, if they really do what they can do and they get control of it, it's fucking scary, bro.
Absolutely.
It's scary.
You're going to be having rallies in there. I'm serious. I
Gonna be
haven't thought about all that,
protesting.
bro.
Yeah.
How easy is it going to be to get into the heads of the kids who go into this world every day and you control everything they hear and see? You're going to be able to control their thoughts easily.
Dude.
You're going to be able to form their opinions for them. And that's scary. What's
Yeah.
that going to do to the outside world?
Nope. Dude, you're
I'm
gonna.
sick of looking at
you
people
ready?
dressed up
Here's-
like furries in real life. Everyone's going to be doing that shit in there. It's going to become normal.
Listen,
it's going to.
Do you know how you can create an avatar? That was the whole thing. I was just watching the video of this before about the avatar. Like, yo, when you create an avatar, think about it, bro. You're probably mad. You're what,
creating your
5'6" on a good day?
Self-image.
But think about this.
On a
You're mad.
ladder.
You're 5'6" on a good day.
On a ladder.
When you
That's cool.
when you can create an avatar, you could be fucking 6'2". Who's telling you no?
Right.
You create your own avatar.
Right.
But then listen, my whole point in this is now I'm 6'2". Now my teeth are really white. They're nice and straight. Now my hair is really nice. I'm not bald anymore. Like, you could do whatever you want. What happens when you do that? And now that's like the augmented reality. That's your
building a
world.
false
Why the
sense-
fuck do you
self-
want to go back into your physical world? Because it's worse.
That's what I'm saying.
Your
You're
real
building
world
a false sense
is
of
worse.
confidence, where you're going to build this whole persona that you enjoy, and you become more comfortable being that person than you are yourself. So when you have real human-to-human interaction, you're going to be a dud.
Dude, and listen, like, you know, this is called the Two Dudes and Three Legs podcast, and this is a thing for you. What happens in the fucking world when you could have two legs again?
I'm
You gonna want to come out that bitch?
Bro, I'm skipping right to 4, first of all.
You're gonna be flying in the fucking volcanoes and
Listen,
shit with 2 legs.
I can augment my
You're
body.
gonna be
already. Look,
hiking
I think you
in
might have
Atlanta.
forgot, bro.
Or,
I can already
Antarctica.
change my body. Check this out. Put that sucker. Let's put this sucker up here. I'm already living in the VR, bro.
That thing
I don't
moves
need-
on its own.
I don't. No, that thing don't do shit no more. This don't smell though.
But yeah, dude, like seriously, what if you're in a wheelchair? Like your life really isn't that much different with one leg. What if you have no legs and you're in a wheelchair?
Right, they're gonna-
and then you could go into the fucking fake world, this augmented reality, this metaverse. I shouldn't say fake world, but augmented reality, virtual reality metaverse, and you could just walk around like normal.
Right.
And you could get that feeling of walking again.
Right, people are
Bro,
gonna
how
become
addicting
addicted
is
to
that?
it. Right.
How, like, that is scary. And I know that might be, listen, that might be a positive or negative. I'm not saying that's necessarily a negative if you don't have legs and then now you get this and you can walk. That might be positive because now you get to feel like you're able to walk again.
Right.
But
There's
the fact
balance.
that
though.
that's
There's
like-
balance though. If that's going to be your whole life, how are you going to take? You're going to stop taking care of your physical form. You're going to stop caring for the way you look.
yeah,
and the way
dude, you don't have
feel.
to. Why do you need to?
What do you mean you don't have to?
You don't have to
brush
take
your
care of
teeth?
yourself. Yeah.
You don't have to eat right?
Yeah.
Oh,
no
you
one's going
don't.
to see it.
Wow. Bro, that's the problem. Yes, you do need to take care of
I
yourself.
know.
Oh, well, then that's not what you're saying.
I'm saying,
Oh,
like,
for argument's
literally,
sake.
though, you don't.
No, I know,
yeah.
but that's the problem. Like,
Yeah.
what are these people going to be? They're going to be like the people on Wall-E, bro.
Yeah.
Just big, fat, like, garbage bags filled with, what's that really chunky pudding? That's what they're all going to look
The
like.
really chunky pudding?
Yeah, or regatta cheese.
Some regatta.
They're just going to be disgusting, filthy animals.
Fucking looking like cottage cheese.
I'm worried, man, about the next generation. I don't think it's going to do good
Well, listen,
things
I've been saying this for a
real
while.
social.
Like, the internet is another language now. You know, we know English, and then we know the internet. Like, you have to understand how to talk to people through email, and how to talk to people through text, and how to talk to people on the, like, they're different.
Right.
You talk in different ways. It's different languages. If you're an old person
Right.
and you just get onto texting, how many of them are always sending fucking emojis and shit? Because that's just
Right.
what they think it is, Because it's another language, dude. You have to learn another form of how to communicate. And
really
now it's
is.
going to be, and let me explain the difference too between virtual reality and augmented reality, if people don't know. Virtual reality is straight up like you put on your Oculus, your headset, and everything around you is virtual. Like you're in another world.
Right.
Augmented reality is like we're sitting here, but Bryce is a fucking lion. And
Right.
he's in the real physical world.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's
so
like-
augmented reality is just augmenting what
For
you're
anyone who
already in.
can't really grasp what that is, if you've ever seen Star Wars, where they have a digital, display of someone and he's standing right in front of them, that's the easiest
Like a
way to
hologram.
explain it. Exactly.
Like Halo.
Hologram.
What's the chick
Cortana,
name?
bro.
Cortana.
She got a fat.
Cortana had the fatty. Did you see what was the game? There was a college game where they did the new Halo just released,
Yeah.
and they did an augmented reality Halo landing.
No way.
Oh my god, yeah, you got to go look it up. Go on
That'd be
YouTube or
crazy.
Instagram. They did it in the stadium of the game. It looks like a helicopter from Halo pulls up and comes down and lands, and Master Chief gets out, and everyone
That's
gets out on
wild.
the field, and they're walking around.
A college ball
and it's
game?
augmented reality. It like fucking looks like
Right,
it's real.
Like it's right there, right?
Dude, wicked looking, crazy. But all right, so we're talking about this, and I make the devil's advocate point of like, listen, we're talking about how it's going to take over the world and how all this, but dude, could you leave your house right now and not bring your phone with you? Like, when your
we
phone's
already
out in your
are.
pocket and you start grabbing for your fucking.
So
You're
I've
like,
heard
oh my God.
someone put it this way, right? We already are cyborgs.
We already
right?
are. Yeah.
With that, we use this as an extension of ourselves as we communicate. And like, no, it's not implanted in our brain, but fucking might as well be.
Dude, it
because
is our third
you
hand.
literally don't go anywhere without it.
You can't. You literally physically cannot go
But in
a week without it. 99.9% of people couldn't do it.
in the VR world or the metaverse, this is going to be just, you don't have to hold it.
Yeah.
It is going to be.
It's going to be you.
Like
I was
you're an
watching a
acting
thing
cyborg.
and how they're trying to make hands incorporated and like how you're going to be able to literally grab things in virtual reality and
You already
pass them
can.
over and like everything.
You already can.
Oh
I've
yeah,
done it.
in the game.
Yeah.
In the game, I'm sure you can.
It's crazy. And then the other aspect to me that is so interesting is that there's going to be virtual real estate, right? And it's already a
It
thing.
already is.
Your buddy bought,
Abe
Yeah.
owns it. He owns virtual real estate.
But
That
to me,
is
that
the
doesn't
metaverse,
make
though.
sense. I know, but it doesn't make sense, right? Because it's just coding and it's digital and it's unlimited. There's no way there's a limit to that universe, right? So let's say he buys a shopping mall. Well, why am I going to his when I could just make my own?
Yeah, I mean theoretically
How
there
could
is no
be
end to
property
the land.
value when there is no limit to it, right? So the only way you can have value of something is if there's a limited amount of
Correct.
it.
And the more limited, the more valuable.
Right. But if
Yeah.
there's just unlimited space, why would we be paying for it?
I guess because of the like what it is. Like, if you own, like my buddy, he owns El Chapo's Island. Like if
Okay.
you own El Chapo's Island, you can't recreate it.
Why not?
You can recreate a fake one, but not really where El Chapo was in that exact spot.
El Chapo, where he was in the metaverse?
Yes. Like
I'm
where that
pretty
island
sure
is.
El Chapo has never visited the metaverse. I'm
Okay,
actually
no
100%
shit.
on that. I could check. Yep. Never been
Never
there.
visited?
No.
How about Pablo Escobar? He's been there?
Nope.
That's a shame. They need to step their fucking game up.
Yeah.
But no, like you can't recreate. I mean,
You sure can.
You can, but you can't have the exact NFT, the exact location of it. it'd be number 2,
Okay,
which would make number 1 less valuable.
Right.
But still,
that's why
you
I
can't.
don't get it.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like someone's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, Abe's charging me $100 to come visit El Chapo's Island. Cool. Got the same thing. Give me $10. You can come in. Actually, just come on over. I don't get it.
Because you could recreate more, I guess.
I don't get it.
Yeah. It kind of puts an end to
Here's
any
another
kind of
weird thing that's kind of off of that a little bit. But like, what's going to happen when people start spending money in the metaverse, right? Let's say on full scale, everybody, let's say this thing goes all the way. Every day we wake up, we put our headsets on, and we're spending our real dollars, which who knows, it might all be Bitcoin in 20 years from now.
Well, everything.
What's it going to be like when we spend all our money on that? And then
well, it's like
let's
buying
say you
skins
invest,
in Fortnite.
Right. But let's say you invest in NFTs and you have all your money in Bitcoin, right? And then one day you realize, holy shit, all my money's in the metaverse and I'm hungry. How am I going to eat? Like,
You could
what about
virtually
that?
eat a burger.
Oh, yeah,
It'll fill
exactly.
you
That's
up.
what I'm saying. Like, what about, oh shit, like I got a sick house in the metaverse, but it's kind of cold outside. Where am I going to stay?
Well,
Like-
that's why it becomes addicting. That's why it's never ending cycle.
But what I'm saying is it's like, it's almost, if this thing goes full scale, that Wall-E
Oh, it
thing I
will.
keep talking
It will.
about,
It's
it's
not
going to
if.
become that. What are you going to need to survive? Liquid that just has all its nutrients in it,
Yeah.
and you're going to be sitting in a cubicle, fat as...
Well, listen, there's people already like this, like Instagram. Have you heard someone say, "Oh my God, I got to get that for Instagram. I got to take a picture for Instagram." Like, there's people already. That's on a small scale, but people already like that. Imagine when it gets more addicting and more like you're talking about. It becomes like literally your everything. Right. That world is more important than your physical world. Now, hold up. Before we get off this topic, I have a hot take for that. I have a DM, and I'm going to give the guy credit from who it's from. Give me one moment.
A decision maker?
A decision maker. I didn't even think about that. Hold up. So we're talking about this, right? And so the concept is basically, let me give the guy credit before I say his name. Or before I say it. His name is Sean VP on Twitter.
Shout out Sean
Purry.
VP.
So he says, his hot take, Metaverse or the meta, whatever. Either one, I guess you can call it. It's just a hot take. So the Metaverse is essentially a time. It's a name for a time in the universe when it switches over to, it's more important in the fake world, in the augmented world, in the virtual world, than it is in your physical world. So he's saying basically the concept of the metaverse is a name for a space and time when it transitions to a new way of life. Right. Basically saying that the metaverse is when that world.
So what's that
it's
called?
a name for when that world
intersect.
becomes
It's an axis of.
Axis.
Is that what that's called?
I don't know. That's a place on a bar graph. I tell you that, or some kind of graph. The axis is where the X and Y meet.
So. Sort of exactly
what
I just said.
No, axis isn't where the X and Y meet. A Y axis is like, that's not necessarily, because there's a Y axis and an X axis. Where they meet is called something else.
The meta. That's where they meta. Hey.
That was good. But yeah, that's basically his hot take, is that it's a moment in time where the fake world, the meta world takes over.
Well, we better
and
hope it
becomes
doesn't,
more
because
important
then
than the
our
physical
way
world.
of living is going to be a thing of the past very soon. And I don't think I don't want to live in a fake world. I like who I am and, my actual social interactions, and like what reproduction is going to be. Just finding a chick and having sex is going to be a problem for these people who can't have a conversation. And then how are you going to have kids?
Dude.
I think this whole
Pornhub
thing,
virtual is going to be a fucking nightmare. That in itself is going to end the human
that's
species.
That's going to be a dream. It's going to result in the
Dude, that's going to end the human species.
Listen, I think this whole thing, and because I'm such a I don't even think it's a conspiracy
theorist. No, you're
theorist.
a conspiracy
theorist. I think I'm right.
Sure.
I think this whole
that's
thing,
what a conspiracy theorist would say.
They're going to use it too, because, so what did they create, right? The Meta, which is this parent company that owns all of social media. Yep. Everything you see and hear on social media, they control it, right? They're creating this place where they are drawing kids in. They have fresh brains that they can just feed information to, right? They're going to control the way you vote. And with that, they're going to control the way you live and the way your money is used. They're going to use it against you in like such huge, impactful ways, and you got to be careful with the shit that you just eat up. But these kids aren't going to see it coming. They're going to have no idea. Mark my words. This is probably going to get censored at some point.
Oh my God, man. So we were just talking about that.
They're gonna
What's
cut
the thing on the Instagram? I'm going to do it right fucking now so everyone could hear this. Listen, if you go on Instagram and you go to your well, they won't even be able to see my screen, but if you go to your regular page on Instagram, like you go to your account, there's a little 3 bars in the top right. You click on those 3 bars, it pops up and it gives you your like dashboard kind of thing. You click settings. Then when you click settings, you go on another menu. On that menu, it is account. You click account and then you click, what was it, account status? Sensitive content control. There you go, sensitive content control. And there's 3 options you could pick. And it says, this setting is to help you control the amount of photos and videos that you may find upsetting or offensive on your Explore page. And the default, there's 3 options. Limit, which says default, limit even more, or the third option is allow, which means you could see anything that could be upsetting or offensive to you. The default on your Instagram account is set to limit. So you're limited, shit that could upset you.
Right.
So you're fucking in your own little echo chamber, so all you see is your own stuff.
And
you
so-
have it on your phone?
So, yeah.
You already did it?
No, I didn't change it yet. I will.
Go check
Here,
it. Let's see.
Open it up.
Here.
And
Let's see,
here's an
just
interesting
to prove
thing too,
that.
right? So the reason they have to
Look
have
at
that
Tony's little baby phone. Look
is
at Tony's
because
little baby phone.
look at your little baby dick. Anyway, the reason they have that, right, is
don't even
because
work.
we have to have a choice legally. But in the metaverse, they are the governing force, right? They get to make the decisions
Well,
of
no,
what we see and
they
what we don't see.
It's decentralized. They don't want it to, but that's what I'm saying.
What do
Is
you mean
the
it's
meta
decentralized?
the metaverse is a decentralized internet,
Right.
But the meta, Facebook is trying to do that. They're gonna try to control
Yeah.
it. That's my point.
They're going to. It's not decentralized. That's bullshit.
No,
They already
metaverse
own
is,
it and they
very
run it.
right now. Metaverse is very decentralized.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Technically, right now, but they're already invested. They're way ahead of the curve on this. They're going to own it. They're going to control it.
Look at that. It's already set. I know you guys really can't see it, but the middle button says limit. You may see some photos and videos that could be upsetting or offensive. Content in Explorer has always been filtered at this level. So that's what its default set to, is it's limited in what you could see.
Crazy, bro.
You have to then go click allow and click allow sensitive content.
But what if I get upset?
Well,
But what if my feelies are hurt?
your feelings can't
Is there
get hurt in the
someone I
metaverse.
can call if
your
they-
feelings aren't real in
What
the
if I
metaverse.
see someone who's got a different opinion than
Your
me? and I
feelings
wanna
aren't
cry?
real in the metaverse.
Can I
They
cancel
don't. They
them?
don't count. You can cancel them. I'm sure you can do a lot of that shit. You're gonna be sleeping with other people in the metaverse. You're gonna be sleeping with a headset on sooner or later.
Crazy. I just think it's going to lead to
Take a nap,
a population of people who are just easy to control, and
dude. They're already
That's
so
what
easy to
they
control.
want.
Look at everything now. Everything that's
Easier.
going on.
they're going to be easier to control.
Yeah, it's no joke.
No
so
one's
here's
gonna-
what were you gonna say.
It's getting dark.
It is getting dark.
I'm
It's getting
worried for these
darker.
people.
Listen, it's a bear that's hard to control. It's like a light. It just won't stop spreading. It's hard to make it stop once it gets going. It's addictive, dude. I mean, even now, like, you know, when you're bored, what do? You go on Instagram, you start scrolling through shit. When you get bored and you start doing that, like, I was just talking to the guy I went snowboarding with yesterday. We're talking about, I deleted TikTok because, bro, you would scroll on TikTok for fucking 4 hours straight.
Right.
And you thought it was
Because
20 minutes.
they've mastered.
You thought it was 20
They've
minutes.
mastered looking at how long you look at something and saying, okay, they like this. Let's put more of that.
Dude, and
They've
they
mastered.
do it amazing.
Right. So what does that mean? It's
Amazing.
It's essentially, right, mind control.
Correct.
They know what you like, so they give you a little more of that. They know it's working your brain. It's giving you that serotonin or whatever it is, your dopamine release. And they're saying, okay, they like that. Let's give them a little more of that. Now imagine that when you're in the metaverse and everything around you is controlled by them. You're never going to leave. Why would you?
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what's gonna be sick though. You know, like the Iron Man movies when they're moving shit and he's like swiping shit up.
They already got
and
that.
dragging shit.
I
That is
went into
badass.
Knowles. Okay, so there are positive aspects. I
Yeah.
know I've been talking about all the negative shit just because I think the negative
Are gonna,
It's gonna-
outweigh the positive.
hugely.
Yeah.
But there are cool things. Okay, like you can. And actually, I don't even know if this is a positive because I don't agree with the way where the country is acting about this pandemic over here. But like, we're going to be able to socially
Canceled.
interact in a room again. and have meetings, and like you can use it for a business purpose, and you actually
Listen,
feel
if this
like
thing
you're
was
there.
already created now, you know how COVID would have went? If this was already created now, we would never go back to work. If Metaverse, take this 10 years down the road, a decade from now,
Yeah.
and COVID happens, and the Metaverse is
COVID
already
never,
a thing.
It never would have happened.
Okay. Well,
Nobody would be interacting.
because no one would have been interacting at all. But
It
I'm just
never would
saying,
have happened.
if we were already at that point of how VR could work and COVID happened, it would have been, they would have pushed it like nothing else. Like,
Actually,
you can never go back to work. You
I
can
take
never
it back.
see
It
humans
still
again.
would have happened because it's all bullshit anyway.
You would have never been able to see a human being again. They would have been like, you have to stay at your house and have to be on your Oculus. You can't leave. You can't fucking leave. They would have been patrolling the streets with guns,
Right.
telling us we're not allowed to leave our house. We can only go on our Oculus and see our virtual world.
Well,
If COVID happened a decade from now,
that's why y'all better go get your guns now.
better to get the fuck out of New York. This is
Yeah,
for another
shit
topic. But did you see what just happened with this? Not DeSantis. God damn it! Who the hell's the? De Blasio.
Yeah.
With the legal
Yep.
injection sites. Do you see that?
So you can go do
Crazy.
heroin legally in certain areas. So we
Yes.
just want to.
But if you
we
got a
wanna
couple
co-
bags of weed on you,
We want to
you're going to jail.
congratulate drugs for winning the war on drugs. Good job, guys. You fought long and hard. You deserve it. Good job, New York.
All right. Well, to the metaverse. Here's my advice on it. Basically, there's a quote or a saying that says, "It's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war."
Absolutely.
And in that, you kind of, my point is, like, you have to learn. I would say learn the metaverse, learn the game, understand it, do the best you can, and maybe capitalize it if you're proficient in it and you think you can get good and make money on it or whatever. It may give you some positive. Then yeah, learn it, understand it, because it is going to be the future. Yeah. But at the same time, dude, you're gonna have to really, really be able to set your disciplines, really be able to know how to turn it off and know how to disconnect,
Yes.
because it's going to be so unbelievably difficult.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to, I don't know how to do it, but you have to really set your disciplines and really be able to turn that shit off and
I think it's
disconnect
going to be
from
easier
it.
for people our age, right?
I think it's going to be harder.
No. It's going to be harder for us to learn it. It's going to be easier for us to disconnect from it, right? And here's why.
People our age?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, I can put a VR headset on and realize, oh, this is fake. This isn't the real world. This isn't where I'm going to be spending my time. I have real assets in the real world and a real job.
I think that's completely untrue.
Okay, so a kid who grows up, their parents get him an Oculus for this Christmas, right? They're going to get an Oculus headset. They're going to spend so much time in there. That's going to become their
kids?
world. Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's going to become
I
secondary.
thought you were saying the older generation now is going to be easier for them to learn. You're saying that people even younger than us.
It's going to be hard for them to separate themselves from this thing.
Correct.
They're going to.
Yes,
so
okay.
I grew
Then
up
I
playing
agree.
tons
I
of
thought you were
video
talking about
games. I
different
would
things.
play video games for hours and hours because it was,
Yeah.
an easy way for my parents to say, all right, well, he's not out getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Let him play the video games.
Yeah.
That's what kids are going to be doing now, and they're going to be in this metaverse. And it's just going to become so normal for them to put that headset on and go in there for hours and hours at a time. And they're going to have such a hard time separating that from the real world. Where
Dude,
for us, we've already built a life.
It's crazy
real
because like our brains are developed from age 0 to 7. You learn, they say 80 to 90% of your beliefs and your systems and your like how your brain functions.
Right.
You learn from ages 0 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get people into that mode, into that kind of
what I'm saying,
technology
man.
when they're young, 5,
That's what I'm saying.
8, 9, 10 years old, dude,
It's
like
kinda scary.
they're screwed for the rest of their life. You're never going to be not
And
addicted
now
to
let's
it.
say Meta, this parent company, owns it, and they control what happens in there. Now they control.
They control
everything
whatever
you
narrative
see
they
and
wanna
you
push,
think.
dude.
Exactly. And
Think
now
about the
these
ads that
kids
are gonna pop
are
up.
only going to know. That's all they're going to know, and they're just going to use that thought that they're taught to vote. And what do you think these people with all the money are going to be? They're going to be like, yeah, no, totally, vote for us. We're going to take care of you.
Yeah. Dude, you ain't gonna be able to skip through an ad if it's your whole fucking world. You look this way.
Your
it's an
world
ad
is
over
gonna,
there.
You're not even going to know you're watching advertisements. You're not
gonna
even
be all
gonna
over
have
the
a clue.
place. Gonna be all over the place. It's so weird, man. Like, I'm thinking about, let's say, we're 10 years down the road. What is it really, really gonna look like, dude? Like, you're gonna get up, you're gonna brush your teeth, Actually, you'll probably brush your teeth in the metaverse too.
Wait, why would you brush your teeth? You
Let's
don't
say,
care about
fuck
yourself
it. Okay,
anymore.
you're not even gonna brush your teeth. You're not gonna do shit.
No.
But you're gonna get up. You're gonna immediately put your headset on
Yep.
before you shower, before you do anything.
Yep.
And you're gonna have like a dashboard, dude. Like the news over here, what you
Yep.
like here, what you want over here. You're gonna be able to pull and like, it's just gonna be so much shit that's gonna be all focused on you. You're gonna feel so important in there and so
yeah.
well loved. Like,
you're the main character.
oh my
In your
god.
video game metaverse. Here are some things I
Scary.
do like about it, right? So you just said, you're going to go on there. You're going to have this abundance of knowledge so readily available. So Elon Musk said it. The hardest thing with cell phones, right? Like, even though we think they're super cool, is our interaction with them. It's actually not that good.
Yeah.
It's really not. Like, you want to find something out, you got to search it, and it takes a while. In the metaverse, you're probably going to be able to, technology is going to be to the point where, like, if you want to know
Your phone
something,
light is on.
if you want to know something, you're just going to probably say it. And there's going to be a million videos right there instantly.
Yep.
Now, there are positives to that. So I think in education, right? Schooling, so antiquated the way
It's
we
gonna have
go
to
to school,
change,
right?
yeah.
So maybe we'll go to school in the metaverse. Maybe they'll be able to teach us
Maybe.
things. How much easier is it going to be to teach somebody like science when you have these fake situations with no real world, repercussions? If like, hey, what happens when I mix gas with fire? And explodes right in front of you. But now you learn something.
Yeah, you're safe.
But you're right.
You're not dead.
And you could apply that to just about any way you could learn, right? And I think that could be a positive. Now, are they going to use it as positive? I don't know.
No.
Is
It's gonna
that
be
really
tough.
going to be used?
And listen, there's no way it can always be decentralized because everyone's gonna want their piece in it. And speaking
Yeah.
of which, if you go to school in the metaverse, the school's gonna have to control a piece of the internet or the piece of the metaverse to allow kids to go to school in it. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna have to
Yes.
be. It's gonna have to be.
I don't think they're going to have to own physical location.
No, I'm not saying own it. I'm saying they're gonna have to own a piece of the digital.
Yes. So I think
to
there's
control
gonna,
it,
there
so they
are
can
gonna
give them what they
be,
want to give. Yeah.
business entities within.
Oh, there's already. It's like apps.
Right.
There's
So
already a
I think
bunch
it's
of
going
them.
to start, and I could be totally wrong, but I think it could start with private schooling in the metaverse, right? Where you enroll your children into a private school where they can, participate at any hour of the day because there's no time in the metaverse. I mean, if you're going to interact with other people, obviously you guys got to link up at the same time. But maybe they'll have courses where there's NPCs, non-player characters there teaching you and schooling you, and you interact with them, which could be very interesting.
Dude, I'll tell you
It could
what.
be a good thing. It could be a really cool way for kids to learn. Like if you're learning and you're having fun at the same time, you're going to want to be doing that. Maybe it will educate people. Maybe it could
Jobs
be a
are
good thing.
jobs are going to be a lot tougher to come by, dude. A lot tougher
in
to
the
come
real
by.
world.
In the real world, correct.
And
it's going to be a lot. The whole workplace is going to be such a different thing.
I know.
Such a different thing.
It's going to change businesses crazy. We're going to go through this whole new, we went through the Industrial Revolution, all sorts of other revolutions. This
is
gonna
the
be
internet
a
revolution.
Meta revolution, and I think it's going to change the way we do.
Dude, just the name
everything.
Meta sounds like the Meta. Welcome to the Meta.
Welcome to the Meta. Take your shoes off.
It just fucking sounds
Take
crazy.
your thoughts out of your brain and think what we tell you to.
Crazy. All right, what's your final? You got any ending points?
Yes. Be careful to the young kids. Be careful with what you consume and how you let it control your life. Don't forget, we got a real world out here.
That's
It might be a
blissful
little.
as fuck.
It might be a little early to say that, but
Listen, let me ask you. Ready?
I see this thing going long term, and
Let me ask you a question to end this. You know when you go to like a lake or you go to like a cabin in the woods or you just go on a hike and you get that feeling like you just feel like you're kind of
immersed
connected to
yourself
the
into
world.
a new world. Yeah,
You just feel like almost lifted a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll get that in the virtual world if you go to a lake or the woods or something like that
absolutely.
that you love?
I've
You think you'll get it the same
I've
experience?
experienced it.
Yeah, huh?
Absolutely.
Really?
I meditated with one of those things on in space.
That's fucking scary.
yeah.
So you think you
I
get the
was
same
floating
feeling?
among the stars, and I'm sitting in a couch, but I wasn't in that couch. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I was in space.
Wow.
Absolutely, bro. I thought you said you used one of these things.
I did like once or twice, but I just never. Your brother has it, and I've never been over there to use it. We went. The reason he got it is because we went. We were down in Texas We were bored as shit. And we went to a little gaming place.
They're incredible.
And we were fucking in our own rooms. We're running in the room and shit and shooting people and ducking, reloading. I'm like taking the gun out. Dude, it's crazy.
It's legit. I know.
It was crazy.
It feels real.
But yeah, I just feel like I was just thinking that, you know, you wouldn't get that same sense of feeling because you're not really in there, but your brain can't tell a difference.
You're wrong. Yes.
Your brain can't tell a difference.
Senses are the only thing you can't do is smell, and that's coming soon. I think in the next version, it's gonna have meta smell.
Meta smell.
It's so primal that like the main things that like get the most popularity through Oculus in the beginning of it is sex and killing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the only thing you can't do in the real world.
Yeah, that's
Especially
true.
people who do a lot of it in the games.
But killing, like, dude, think about playing a shooter's game. The fucking adrenaline rush a Navy SEAL gets, or someone like that, dude. You listen to people from the Army, Navy, Marines, and they say, like, when they get out, their problem is, bro, you can't get that feeling again, that adrenaline rush, that chase. Like, there's nothing like being in a gunfight. You go fucking skydive, it's not even close to being in a gunfight in your life, you know? So, like, imagine you getting that feeling playing a gun game. Dude, that's so fucking addicting. It's crazy. Like, you literally feel like a Navy SEAL.
Right.
Swimming in the ocean,
But what's
getting
that
out
do
shooting.
too when you're constantly being, you know, you're constantly feeding your brain all this
So much
fake
dopamine.
stuff. Yeah, whatever it is, dopamine, adrenaline, whatever you want.
That's
right there for you. And
the
then
part
you come
with the
back to
wood
the real
scares me.
world where you actually have to seek these things out and work to get it.
And also desensitization.
Yeah.
Especially movies and then
You become very desensitized to shit like
It's
that,
gonna
to
be the
killing and
highest bar
sex and
stimulus
drugs.
in the world. Like,
You become very desensitized.
yeah. At least it'll keep the kids off drugs.
All right, well, that was a good episode.
Yeah, I loved it.
Like and subscribe. I guess we got to start saying that
Yeah,
kind
and
of
if
stuff
you have
now.
any comments, make sure you put it in the comments. If you hate my opinions, you probably suck.
Tony has a full-time job, and it's sitting on YouTube and answering everyone's comments
Yes,
and
sir.
talking
and
shit back.
arguing with you.
So
Tell
if
me
you-
I'm wrong. I dare you.
So if you want, feel free to hit up Tony or in the
Give me a
comments.
shout.
And he's
I'm
going
open-minded.
to he's going to get into it with you. I'll tell you that much. So peace and love.
Peace.